Hey guys, Kevin here with our Restoration Nation, and I'm here with Dan, who is my Honda power expert. He's going to walk me through setting up my new generator that we were so kindly gifted from Honda Power. And he's just kind of give me the safety protocols, how to get it started and going, and the best ways to use this thing. So Dan and I have not done anything with this, haven't put any gas in it. I've just rolled it out. I did open the manual, but I will say that was about a month ago, and I don't know if any of that knowledge is still in my brain. So walk me through it.
Well, first of all, before we do anything, we want to make sure we open that manual back up and read the important parts of the manual, which is everything from page 1 till the English part of it stops and you start to a different language.
Right.
You've got opportunities in there that gives you pointers along the way. Like, don't run the generator in a house, don't run the generator in an enclosed area. It is a 120 volt, or in this case, a 240 volt power source. So you need to make sure you're not running in a wet area, that you have your extension cords shielded so it's not laying in any water or any puddles, things like that. The owner's manual is a really good place to start that'll tell you all those things. But before you get started, just familiarize yourself with the unit. Walk around, look at the on-off switches, look at the circuit breakers, look how it plugs in, things like that. But first we want to do, before we do anything else, is make sure that there's oil in the unit. So it would take, to say, about a quart of 10W30 to fill that unit up. Once you do that, we recommend mid-grade or better unleaded fuel. That just seems to work well. And if you can stay away from ethanol, that's good. If not, there are additives you can use. But fill it up with gasoline, and then make sure that you secure your cans and you put your lids back on and that everything is safe before you go to start it.
Okay.
Once you go to start it, it's an automatic choke. You just pull the rope on this one, it starts, and the automatic choke will go off, and then you're ready to start producing power. At that point, you're ready to plug in your cords and make sure that your amount of wattage requirements don't exceed what the generator is capable of. And that will be something that along the way, you'll have to just sit down and maybe look and read in the manual that'll tell you what a drill uses, what a power saw uses, maybe what a ventilation fan will use. So things like that. It's not really all that difficult. It's a safety thing we got to worry about to make sure that we don't stick it anywhere it shouldn't be. It does have ground fault interrupters built into that unit. So if it does sense that you get a ground fault or you get a water rushes into the cords, it will automatically shut the power off. The generator will continue to run, but it will shut the power down so that no one gets electrocuted. I would never really fully trust anything like that where you don't want to be shocked. So best bet would be always to avoid puddles and avoid a sudden downpour of rain. This unit's kind of unique, really unique in the generator world, that it does have a carbon monoxide detector on there. And if something, let's say you happen to put it between a building and maybe there's an area between, you want to get it out of the rain and you want to put it underneath an overhang of a porch and it's not a lot of airflow. If you get to the point where this senses more carbon monoxide than what we would consider a safe level, the unit will shut itself off. Okay. And then you have to go back to the manual or read the decals on the generator to show you how to restart everything, reset everything so that it will safely work. It's really neat. It's new for this year. We've been talking about it for a few years to get this out there, but it's really new for this year. But in overall usage, make sure it's set in on a level area and it's not going to roll away. But it's got all the things it can have to keep you as safe as possible with that machine. It's on wheels, it's got handles, so it's easy to raise and easy to move around. Once you get it started and once you get it plugged in, you just have to realize it really garners the same type of respect as a wall socket in your house. And I always tell people, that's 5,000 watts of limited power. It's probably about a 4,500 watt continuous output. So you wouldn't plug in everything you have on a job site into that. It's really not big enough to run, a whole work site. It's a portable generator. It can run your saws, it can run your drills, it can run fans, it can run a small air conditioning unit. If you've got an air conditioner, now they have these portable air conditioners, it can run things like that and run them for quite some time. It has an automatic throttle on it where it will idle down if it's not being used. And if it senses over 100, I think it's 100 watts, it'll kick itself back up to wide open speed and then give you the power that you need. So from a usage standpoint, as long as you respect it with the fact that it is a generator, it is producing power, it is producing carbon monoxide, respect all that, it's a wonderful tool.
It's kind of like a car that's running electrical for your job.
Yes, that's basically, it's another vehicle that produces power for you. From a maintenance standpoint, it's really easy to maintain. You've got an oil drain plug that after the first 10 hours, you should drain the oil and change the oil. And then depending on usage, every 50 to 100 hours after that. They always say extreme usage, change it every 50 hours. At normal usage, every 100 hours is fine. So if you're really going to use it a lot on a job site, just realize if it's running 24 hours a day and you're using it all the time, if you're going to use it as a heavy unit, you should change oil almost every other day. Every 50 hours would be every other day.
Okay.
You can probably get by a little bit on that if it's not extremely hot or you're extremely overusing it. But even if it's every 100 hours, that's every 4 days you need to change oil on it. And a lot of people just don't do that. They just think, well, we had it 2 weeks and you've missed the first 3 or 4 oil changes. So it's important just to keep up with that. It's really, it can last forever. We just had one come in the store the other day that had 6,900 hours on it that was still working just fine. It was one of the EU series, but it worked wonderful. It's in a food truck and he's been having it for quite some time and it does a really nice job. So it's the EB5000. It's just a really nice little unit. It does not, for what you've got it for, you've got the perfect style and the perfect size generator.
Right. And it's usually, we're going to operate a compressor, a light. We're not going to have it overloaded by any means because it's typically just the 2 of us anyway.
Yeah.
I think it'll be perfect for us. Right?
The only other real maintenance, you've got an air filter on the other side that's snapped on. There's 4 snaps to hold the air filter on. Just undo those clamps, take the air filter. It's a foam filter. If it's, right now you can simply rinse it out in soapy water, rinse it out well, lightly re-oil, let it dry, lightly re-oil it and put it back in. But honestly, that may be something you don't have to do for every 300 or 400 hours. Just open it up, look at it. If it's clean, can continue to go with it. Spark plugs are one of those things where maybe yearly put a spark plug in it. And that's just on the other side as well. Remove the spark plug boot and you can put a spark plug back in it. But that's not, all that stuff is in your owner's manual that gives you the intervals for that. For anybody who's looking at a generator, find your local Honda dealer. Go see your local Honda dealer. They'll be able to answer all the questions that you may have. But a lot of this stuff you'll be able to just pick up with the manual. It's easy. Honda's done a really good job of making them easy for you to use.
Well, I think that's it. Well, thank you very much for your help.
You're welcome. If you have any questions, contact us or contact your dealer around you.
All right. Good deal. Thank you so much.